Hi students, next topic is architectural design. What is mean by architectural design? Once the interaction between the software system and system environment have been defined, you use this information as a base for the designing the system architecture. They are telling that once the interaction between the software system and system environment have been defined means is set, and you are going to use this information as a base for the designing the system architecture. Okay, of course you need to combine this with your general knowledge of the principle of architectural design and with more detailed domain language means after this interaction between the software system and the software environment have been defined. Okay, you will going to combine this with your general knowledge of principle architectural design with more detailed domain language. Okay, you identify the major components make up the system and their interaction, and then may organize the component using an architectural pattern such as layered or client server model. Okay, there are some of the architecture. First one is layered architecture, repository architecture, client server architecture, pipe and filter architecture. Okay, and this is the eye level architecture of the weather station. Okay, this diagram is eye level architecture of weather station. Okay, you can observe this in this diagram means this weather station is composed of independent subsystems. You can see that there are 6 subsystems. Okay, that communicate by broadcasting message on a common infrastructure. Okay, and these all subsystems are communicated by broadcasting message on common infrastructure. Common infrastructure structure for the subsystem is communication link. This is the common for all the subsystems. Okay, and each subsystem listen for message on the infrastructure and pick up the message that are intended for them means this subsystem is going to listen the message from this common communication link, and which message the subsystem is want that will be gained. Okay, this is the high level architecture of weather station. Okay, you can observe that this is the architecture of data collection system. Okay, here there are objects like transmitter, receiver. Okay, are concerned with managing communication, and the data, weather data object encapsulate the information that is collected from the instrument and transmit to the weather information system. Okay, means there are 3 objects. One is transmitter, receiver and weather data. Okay, means here transmitter and receiver objects are concerned with managing communication, and the weather data object encapsulate the information that is collected from the instrument and transmit to weather information system. Okay, this arrangement follows the producer consumer pattern. Okay, we know that how producer and consumer pattern will going to work. Same way this will be going to work. Okay, next topic is object class identification. Okay, by this stage in the design process you should have some idea about the essential objects in the system that you are designing. Okay, as your understanding of the design develops, you refine this idea about the system object. Okay, the use case description help to identify the object and operations in the system. Okay, here there have been various proposal made about how to identify the object class in the object oriented system. Means in object oriented system, how you are going to identify the object class? There are three ways. Okay, first one is use a grammatical analysis of a natural language. Means in the natural language we are using the grammatical analysis. Okay, means using grammatical analysis of a natural language. Okay, description of the system to be constructed. Okay, object and attributes are nouns where operations or service are verbs. Okay, here objects and attributes are nouns where operations and services are verbs. Okay, use touchable entities, nothing but things in the application domain such as aircraft, rules such as managers or doctors, events such as request, interaction such as meeting, location such as office, organizational unit such as companies and so on. This is second way how we can identify the object class. Okay, third, use a scenario based analysis where various scenarios of system use are identified and analyzed in order to identify object attribute operation. Means they are telling that use a scenario based analysis. We know that what is meant by scenario, nothing but how it going to work, that will be listed. Okay, that is scenario based. Okay, here various scenarios of a system use are identified, analyzed in order to identify objects, attributes and operations. Then in practice you have to use several knowledge sources to discover object class. Okay, what are the several knowledge sources? One is initially from the informal system description, that is first case. From application domain knowledge or scenario analysis, this information can be collected from requirement documents, discussion with the users, or from analysis of existing system. Okay, these are the some of the ways where you can use several knowledge source to discover the object class. Okay, weather station object. Okay, for example, here you can see that there are five objects: weather station, weather data, ground thermometer, anemometer, barometer. These are the 5 objects. Okay, 5 objects. Here you can observe that this ground thermometer, anemometer and barometer, these are all objects or application domain objects. These three are application domain object. Okay, where weather station and weather data, this is also two object have been identified from the system description and the scenario, nothing but use case description. Okay, here these three are objects of domain. Okay, where these two objects are identified from the object description and the scenario, nothing but use case description. Okay, here weather station object class provide the basic interface of the weather station with its environment. Okay, this is weather station object. Weather data object class is responsible for processing the report weather command. It sends the summarized data from the weather station instrument to weather information system. Okay, where this ground thermometer, anemometer, barometer object class are directly related to instrument in the system. We know that these three are instrument. So these three object is directly related to instrument in the system. Okay, and here focus on identifying the object, not on their implementation. Means we should focus on identifying the object, not on their implementation. Once you have identified the object, you then refine the object design. Okay, look for common features to achieve inheritance. Okay, achieve inheritance. For example, instrument is superclass. Define the common feature for all the instrument. Okay, this is instrument is the superclass. Define the common feature for all the instrument. Means this is one super class. Under this there may be a subclasses. Okay, the features means this superclass define the common feature for all the instrument, means subclass instruments. Okay, attribute like identifiers, operation like get and test. You can also add new attribute and operations for the subclasses. Okay, next is design model. Design models. Design or system model shows the object or object class in the system. Means they are telling that design or system model shows the objects or object class in the system. Okay, they also show the association and relationship between these entities. Means they are going to show the system in the object, and also they will show the association and relationship between these entities. Okay, these models are bridge between the system requirement and the implementation of the system. Means it going to work as a bridge between the system requirement and implementation of system. You should be abstract to hide unnecessary details. Means doing this you are going to hide the unnecessary details. Okay, but they should include echo details for program to make implementation design. Means unnecessary ಡೀಟೇಲ್ನ ಹಿಡನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಎಕೋ ಡೀಟೇಲ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ echo detail for what? For programmer to make implementation decision. Okay, this is design model. Okay, when you use the UML to develop a design, you will normally develop two kinds of design model. One is structural model, another one is dynamic model. What is structural model? Structural models describe the static structure of system using object classes and their relation. That is structural model. Okay, important relationship that may be documented at this stage are generalization, nothing but inheritance relationship, and users and used by relationship, and component relationship. Okay, this is structural model. What is meant by domain model? Describe the dynamic structure of system and shows the interaction between the system object. This is domain model. Next, in the early stage of design process, there are three models that are particularly useful for adding details to use case and architectural models. Which are the three models we are using in the earlier stages? Nothing but subsystem models, sequence models, and state machine model. Okay, subsystem models show logical grouping of object into coherent sub-object. Means it's going to show the logical grouping of object into coherent subsystems. Okay, these are represented using a form of class diagram, with each subsystem shown in a package with enclosed object. Okay, subsystem models are static, nothing but structural models. Okay, sequence model shows the sequence of object interaction. Okay, these are represented using UML sequence array collaboration diagram. Okay, sequence models are dynamic models. Means sequence model shows the sequence of object interaction. Next slide, we are going to know how the sequence diagram will be. Okay, I will explain later. Okay, next, state machine model show how individual objects change their state in response to event. Means state machine model alli it's going to show how individual object change their states in response to event. Okay, ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಟು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಈವೆಂಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್. These are represented in the UML using state diagram. State machine model na represented by state diagram. State machine models are dynamic models. Okay, these two sequence models and state machine models are dynamic models. Okay, you can see here, this is the diagram where example of sequence model. Okay, this diagram shows the sequence of interaction that take place when an external system requests the summarize data from the weather station. Sequence diagrams are read from the top to bottom, means top to bottom. We are going to read from year to year. Here the external system is weather information system. Okay, this is going to ask for the summarize data from the weather station. How we can read this? Okay, first we are going to start from here. Okay, the setcom, this is one object, this is one object, this is one object, this is one object. Okay, setcom's object receive the request from weather information system to collect a weather reports from a weather station, means from here. Okay, it's an acknowledgement receipt of this request. The stick arrow sorry stick arrow on sent message indicate that the external system does not wait for a reply but can carry on their other processing. Okay, setcom send a message to weather station from year to year. Year to year it is over now. Year to year. Okay, setcom send a message to weather station via satellite link. Okay, to create a summary of the collected weather data. Again, the stick arrow headed indicate that setcom does not respond until not suspended until waiting for a reply, means it going to wait for a reply. This is acknowledgement is the reply for report weather. Okay, next this weather station send a message to now from year to year. The weather station send a message to comes link object to summarize the weather data. In this case, the squared off style of arrow headed indicate that the intents of the weather station object class wait for a reply. This going to wait for a reply. Okay, comes link calls the summarize method in the object weather data from from comes link to weather data and wait for a reply, and it going to wait for a reply. The weather data summary is computed and returned to weather station via comms object. Okay, means means this is the in between from year to year it will go, means passing this object it will go to weather station. Okay, weather station then calls the setcom object to transmit the summarized data to weather information system. Then after reaching information here, the weather station will going to call the weather information system through setcom and it going to send the information. Okay, how it going to send the information? Through the satellite communication system. Okay, this is the example for our sequence model. Next, it is the example for sequence this is the example for weather station data, weather station state diagram. This is example for state diagram. Okay, we know that there are early stages of the design process. There are three models that are particularly used for adding details to use case and architectural model. There are three models. One is subsystem model, sequence model and state machine model. Okay, we discussed the example for sequence model. Now we are going to discuss the example for state machine model. Nothing but we are going to get the example for state diagram. Okay, it is the example for weather station state diagram. Okay, observe here. If the system state is shut down, then it is response to restart, a reconfigure, or a power save message. Means initially it going to start from shutdown. Okay, if system is initial state, that is shutdown, it going to response for the restart or reconfigure or power save mode. Okay, a restart message causes a transition to normal operation. Okay, both means restart means from shutdown to it going to go for the next state is running state, that is normal. Okay, both the power save and reconfigure message causes a transmission to state in which the system reconfigure itself. Means the reconfigure and power save is going to using this two we can go from shutdown to configuring the system. Okay, the state diagram shows the reconfiguration is only allowed if the system has been shut down. Okay, they are telling that state diagram shows the reconfiguration is only allowed if system has been shut down. Okay, if the running state, this is the running state. Okay, if the running state, the system if the running state, okay, this running state, the system expect further message. Okay, suppose this state it going to expect further message like shutdown means, then it going to shutdown state only. Means shutdown ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂದರೆ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಸ್ಟೇಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ಶಟ್ಡೌನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ ಎ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್, ಓಕೆ, receive report weather message. Okay, system move to the summarize state. Okay, means running state ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಈ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆನ್ ಟು summarizing state. Okay, after summarizing the data is complete, system move to the transmitting state. Means after summarizing it will move to transmitting state where the information is transmitted to remote system. It then return to running state only. Okay, this is one way of message receiving from the running. The another way of receiving message for the running, suppose if the running state receive the message like report status, it going to next state, that is test state, and it will go to transmitting state before returning to running state. Next, if a signal from a clock is received, suppose the running state receive the signal from the clock is received, system moves to the collecting state. Okay, if it going to get the signal from the clock is received the running state, then it will go into collecting state. Okay, where the collects data from a instruments. Okay, this collection is nothing but they collect data from the instrument. Each instrument in the is instructed to turn to collect its data from the associated sensor. Means ಏನು associated sensors ಇರುತ್ತೋ in the instrument, through that we are going to collect the data, means the collecting state, then it move on to running state only. Okay, and if the running state receive the remote control message, okay, system move to controlled state in which it responds to different set of message from the remote control room. Okay, this is not shown in the figure. Means they are telling that remote control messages received from the running state means, okay, the system move to controlled state in which it responds to different set of messages from the remote control room. Okay, but that remote control room is not shown in the figure. This is how we can explain the state diagram of weather station. Okay, in next class I am going to explain the interface specification. Okay, thank you.